Also, I want to thank all the dignitaries. Now it is time to hear from our chief guest, Professor Bholanath Dutta sir, who is also came to our Dhaka School of Economics a lot of times, and we are delighted to get him as a chief guest today. Please.
Thank you so much, sir. Respected Professor Dr. Mohammad Mehboob Ali, my good friend and elder brother. I could see Professor Dr. Mohammad Zahiruddin, sir. And once again, my good well-wisher, Professor Durga ma'am. Another, I met her in couple of occasions in Bangladesh, Rehana ma'am, and distinguished speaker from Australia. Very good afternoon to one and all present, and my dear students of Dhaka School of Economics. Thank you so much for this wonderful learning opportunity, especially to listen to all the speakers and learn a lot of new insights on today's topic. And the topic is very contemporary and relevant. And before I go into the topic, and I don't have any structured presentation, I thought of share my little experience on the subject. And as a mentor of Startup India initiative, Government of India, sharing little of my experience in the mentoring process. And thank you once again, Mehboob Ali sir, for the wonderful opportunity extended to me. And as Professor Zahiruddin had said, and I remember that there is a popular myth, and it says that business and ethics are oxymoron. Okay, but if there is no evil, we'll not understand, know the goodness. So always the good and bad will coexist, and definitely the good will win over the devils, and that's a belief, and that's what people say. There is a no minor difference between a businessman and an industrialist, and I believe that all students of Dhaka now School of Economics should become an industrialist, not become a businessman who is looking for just profit. Somehow, no, we need to sustain. Somehow, we need to take shortcut to get profit, earn more money, money, money. I think this greed is the only problem. And what COVID-19 has taught us, few wonderful learning, all of us. And it says that the less is more philosophy. All of us have learned to live happily with whatever we possess. I think that's a wonderful learning. The second learning, we don't need a lot of luxurious item to live a healthy life. And that's why today we see there is a good demand of no FMCG goods, what we need on a regular basis, but there is a slow demand on the consumer durable goods and other business products. There is another beautiful learning, how to live with the family members in harmony. Okay, because spouse are at home, kids are at home, we all are at home. So I think this is a whole new world, and a lot of learning from the kids, especially from attending their sessions on the mobile phone, how they're happy with the small gifts we bring to them. I think that's wonderful learning, and that's what is life is. Life is good. But having said that, startup, what the presenter spoke about, my experience with the startup is what ma'am said, that we see a lot of startup dies after 2 years. The research says that the floating time for any startup is about 3 years. If any startup can be there in the market for 3 years, the startup by itself can learn the challenges, can bring in new attributes, develop new marketing strategies to sustain thereafter. That's number one. The second, the problem is not with the money. Okay, problem is not with the money, but problem majority of the startup fails because of their lack of knowledge in marketing, creating awareness to reach out to the potential customers. And that's another biggest challenge for the startup. Many startups I've seen, they have developed wonderful product and services, but they're not able to connect with the prospects. I think that's a no big gap. I think a lot of sessions, or we all teachers need to take up how really no startups can overcome this particular challenge. Recently, the government of India has injected 50 lakh crore rupees to boost up the SME sector, especially because there is a problem of liquidity in the startups. I think that's another issue to some extent. That's what no I always believe. There is nothing like absolute in any terms, whether it is economics, whether it is education, or anything. There is political willingness which is very much needed. There is a popular poster in circulation in social media, Facebook, Twitter, in other places, and it says, "No, Kellogg came to India to change the breakfast habit of Indians," but it came out no with Kellogg Upma. Upma is a popular South Indian breakfast, right? So see the fate of the Kellogg's, right? And I think that Donald Trump is the first US president who has changed the global trade dynamics when he focused on America first. Lot of nationalistic movement. Britain came out of Brexit, I think again. In India, the India first. And so for many of the countries, the nation first movement really has lot of impacts. And the popular slogan in India now, be vocal, go local. Earlier it was global. Okay. Think global, act local. Now it is be vocal, act local. And our present government has started Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-resilient India. We cannot, for a longer term, we depend on the outside countries. We know the imperialism, the aggressiveness of China, the trade-off between China and India on Leh and Ladakh. An Indian government has banned 240 mobile applications. That's a massive hit on Chinese economics. And the popular one is TikTok. And you will surprise that TikTok itself has donated 30 crore rupees to Pradhan Mantri, okay, the fund, the PM Relief Fund. After that, the Prime Minister has banned that particular company. 240 applications. What Yashoda ma'am said, the gaming business is a big business. PUBG was a big hit in India, but government has banned it. Cam scanner was a popular scanner applications in all of our mobile smartphones. Today we see the Kagaj scanner, very popular in India, Kagaj scanner, clear scanner. So we see that growth of lot of indigenous, independent, state of the art, small time edtech companies, technology companies in India, and they are doing equally wonderful. I think that's the another lessons of COVID-19, that we have the resources, as all esteemed other speakers also said, that we have the capabilities, we have the resources. Only what we need a little bit of motivation and the governmental support. And today we see the big change. There is a threat on one belt, one road scheme of China, connecting 70 countries. Again, their economic imperialism. India has strongly opposed, and India is trying to put some pressure on Bhutan and Nepal also to come out of this built on road project. I think that China's philosophy is rejected by all the countries in the world. By all the countries in the world. But China, having said that, we cannot disconnect with the China because its contribution is around 15 to 20% in the global GDP. And most of the manufacturing hubs is in China. Today, if you want to know all these mobile phones, the laptops, most of the electronic gadgets, the spare parts comes from China. So how we can reject China? It's not possible. Okay. There is a study by Institute of Supply Chain Management recently, and it says that 75% of the companies are affected because of the disruption due to the COVID-19 situation, lockdown, and there is no transportation across the country. Even within the country, we find there is a challenge. And none of us were actually ready for this time of disruption. McKinsey came out with a report, and it says that what companies They thought that they will change over next 20 years. We could see that that change is happening in last 7 to 8 months. That's a massive change. That's a massive change as far as digital transformation is concerned. There is a popular application in India. It's called Dunzo application. I think Yashoda ma'am will know Dunzo application. See the local supply chain. Suppose I'm traveling to Kolkata. I go to Bangalore airport. I forget something at home. So I can immediately log into Dunzo applications and place my requirements. I forgot to carry my laptop from home. So someone from the company will go pick up the item and come to airport and deliver to me. The beautiful application of agility in supply chain in a very smaller way, supply chain applications. Now looking at this particular, the macroeconomic challenges linked with the agility in the supply chain. Number one, as I was talking about the manufacturing. Manufacturing today, you see that Toyota has shifted to Noida. Apple also started its manufacturing unit to India. So I think India is the next big hub for world manufacturing, sector. Lot of companies, and these all become possible because Indian government has taken a positive role in addressing the COVID-19 situations globally, not only in India, and its bilateral trade policies and the relations with Australia, Europe, US helped India to woo a lot of companies, a lot of investment during this COVID-19 situations to India. And the manufacturing today, as I said, to manufacture a product, it's a very complex. We need to assemble the spare parts which are outsourced maybe from 20, 30 different countries. So how we can really maintain a harmony or good relations with these countries. Let me give one example. Like medicine and drugs, which are manufactured in India, the ingredient, the API, the active pharmaceutical ingredients, which is called 50% India import from China. Okay, so that's the dependency in a globalized world we all have on each other. So we cannot completely reject the global trade and become self-resilient, but to some extent we can do it. See, Indian defense sector has opened up, is a major change, has opened up more than 50% stake by the private companies and the foreign investment of 49%. I think that's a once again in line with the Atmanirbhar Bharat policy of government of India. The manufacturing, as far as the procurement of the raw material is concerned, again in a globally integrated world, a drive towards efficiency has caused an increasing consolidation of production in lower cost goals. What Madam has said, the exploitative policy, right? And we find that China, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, all these countries are very popular because of the low labor cost, right? And most of the countries they outsource from these countries. Okay, so because they have that technological age also, and they have the lower labor cost also. So procurement, when most of the countries are dependent on these countries for the raw material, and when the global transportation has come to a halt, so that means we need to really look within, look inside, how we can really overcome these challenges. Distribution is another. Can we distribute? We find a lot of videos now. Okay, drone is coming and delivering mail envelope to the house. Okay, and the packaged foods to house. I think drone and the tube distribution. Okay, that's the future. That's the future of the distribution channel. Some unique challenges, like there was a time when you have the luxury of putting the product in the warehouse and the stock. Now I think we need to go for the zero inventory. Okay, whenever there is a requirement, we should produce and immediately we should give it to that, put it into the distribution channel, to the end users. I think there is lot of efforts are required as far as technology is concerned. Retailing is also been impacted in a peculiar way. The lockdown and curfew scenario across the world have led to a unique situation where there is demand as far as essentials are concerned, as I said, but subdued demand in some niche areas and big challenges in the luxury items segment. So, on the counter side, see, there's a peculiar situation. In India, if we go to the market, we get onion at the cost of 80 rupees, potato at the cost of 60 rupees. But there is a good monsoon, there is a good rainfall, okay, cultivation is going on. So, what is the problem? Is it the problem with the hoarding, stocking, or the supply chain because of the transportation? Now lockdown has lifted. Okay, there's no lockdown. Transports are moving freely across the states in India, but still the common people are impacted. I think what Dr. Mehboob sir has said rightly, and Professor Jairuddin sir has also said. See, if the quality of the life, the common man, not improved, what will do with the per capita income, GDP growth, okay, Sensex? What we should do? Common people are not happy. They are struggling. I think that's what it is says, no lies, damn lies, and statistics. Lot of reports, economy is growing. But I know what is happening in Bangalore. I'll tell you, the employees are laid off. There is a pressure on the productivity. Salary is cut off, and company has become ruthless. Company has become ruthless because they have to sustain. There's a lot of papers I read. No challenges in the VUCA world. Beautiful words, beautiful acronyms. Okay, but when it comes to sustainability, okay, real life situation, I think it's complete a different ball game. When we need to survive, I think survival is the first, what Jairuddin sir has said, for the sustainability. If we don't survive, what we'll do with the sustainable things? See, when America came out of Geneva Convention, came out of WHO, okay, Trump said there is nothing like climate change. Has it changed or impacted any way in the world? Nothing. Nothing has changed. So I think a lot of papers, a lot of deliberations we do, but when it comes to actual on ground situation, I think the scenario is completely different, and companies are taking really very harsh decision. And to some extent, people say when everything was normal, company did not take care about the employees properly, did not pay salary, and when things are so difficult, companies are laying them off, not giving them salary, 10%, 20% salary, go, be happy. I think what kind of corporate social responsibility companies they have? This is a very pathetic situation. And companies are becoming very, very ruthless, I'll tell. Very, very ruthless. And this scenario, not only in India, across the world, we find the same trend is going on. Now, post-COVID, the situations, how we can really bring in agility in the supply chain. Let us come back on the topic. Can we go for intelligent procurement? Intelligent procurement means to help organizations understand where and when to source using advanced machine learning algorithms based on past purchases, commodity pricing, agro and industrial trends, among others. What I said about the zero inventory, and can we do that? Yes, definitely we can go for intelligent procurement. Supply chain control tower, another terms people are talking about, a single source of truth from sourcing to delivery for all trading partners to see and adapt to changing demand and supply scenario across the world. Can we go for it? The data management with intelligent automation and analytics. Amazon, Flipkart, all e-commerce based companies, they're using it, analytics, big data, machine learning, to ensure that, see, digital transformation is not just about having the company online or taking the demand. It's about the wow effect as far as the customer experience, the end experience is concerned. I think that's very important. The supplier risk management. Can we ensure that the model cost structure, trend performance data, and visibility into extended value chain to keep abreast of any supply disruptions and secure capacity. Supply chain simulations, modeling new supply chain strategies based on business model change, current and or future supply demand logistic constraints helps to validate and identify the best cost efficient network to achieve the necessary service level across the value chain. I think supply chain is a major hit during the COVID-19 situation because of the reason of lockdown, the interdependency of the countries. Okay, these two major challenge. That's why the countries are looking within and trying to become self-resilient so that this learning, in case of any future pandemic, okay, they do not they don't slip like what they faced the difficult time present time. And as far as startup is concerned, okay, we say that no, start small, scale fast. I think that's the agility. Okay, that's the agility. You should be able to scale fast. I'll give another beautiful example. In India, one of the popular company today is the Zoho. Zoho is a global company, okay, which is started by Srinivas Vemu, one IIT Madras and Princeton University alumnus. And this is a cloud-based CRM application company. This is the first successful startup which has not taken any investment on any fund from any venture capitalist or anywhere in the world. So see the beautiful example. And today entrepreneurs, they believe that if they want to scale up, they want to become big, they need some funding agency to fund their startup. I think that's a complete a false, okay, notion they have. If you want to become a successful entrepreneur, the first and foremost thing is about your idea, about your product and service, what problem you're addressing. Let me take another example of White Hat Junior, the popular company, online company, which is giving online coding training to the kids. 18 months old company today is a big company in India, White Hat Junior, and Paytm, not Paytm, this Baiju has acquired White Hat Junior during this pandemic time. And you know which are the companies are doing extremely well? The Amazon has seen no 200% growth in their business during this pandemic. Reliance has seen the growth. Okay, the companies which have the internet based activities, these are the companies have grown manifold during this pandemic time. So having said that, I believe that this COVID-19 learnings, whatever we have learned, we must be able to apply in our individual life, in our professional life, and startups in their business activities, and come out successfully with some plan, okay, with some strategies to put in practice and overcome these challenges, and become a winner in the coming days. And with this small note, once again, I would like to thank Dr. Professor Mohammad Mehboob Ali, a very renowned and kind hearted gentleman, over and all beyond a professor. I think we all are human beings. That's very important. Okay, all designations comes next. Then we have Professor Muhammad Zahiruddin Arif sir, another fantastic person by heart, and we are associated over a long period of time. Yashoda ma'am, no, very dynamic, no, agile, very agile. Agility links to Yashoda ma'am. We met her in Daffodil. We met her in Dhaka International University in Bangladesh, and she is able to motivate the students and the faculty members and take them along. I think wonderful qualities, and obviously the today's main speaker, Dr. Sarah ma'am from Queensland University, wonderful presentations and a lot of good works and no research papers, lot of learnings, and definitely this learning will help me to pass on in another platform to other stakeholders. Thank you, Rehana ma'am, and thank you all other budding entrepreneurs in Dhaka School of Economics for the wonderful opportunity. Thank you. Stay safe. Namaskar.